Hey everyone, it's Barbie J. Welcome to my channel, June BLC. Hey there everybody, it's your girl Barbie J here with the recap and review of Tyler Perry's comedy drama, Sisters, Season 7, Episode 17, Taste of Freedom. Now, to me, it don't look like anybody got some freedom. It seemed like everybody was getting locked down or something, if you ask me. I mean, who was getting freed? Maurice from Grayson or something? Uh, what's her name? Sabrina from Rich? Who's getting free? Because just didn't seem that way. But anyway, before we get started, if you are new here or if you're returning here and have not subscribed to my channel as of yet, please take a moment right now, hit that subscribe button, and then hit the notification bell and select all, and it'll let you know every time Barbie J, uploads new content to her channel. It'll also let you know when I'm doing a live, which is going to be tomorrow, which is July 4th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So don't forget, we're going to go live on July 4th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And now, after you subscribe, I ask that you hit that like button, write a comment, and join the conversation, and then share, because sharing is caring. So now let's get into this episode. Now, even though the episode seemed to be moving, a lot, I got to tell you, there was a lot of stupidness going on. I was like, maybe it's me. I'm freshly back. Maybe I'm still on vacation mode. Is it just me? Y'all put it down in the comment section, because something just wasn't right. There was so much stupidity going on. I just was like, what am I doing? That's why I don't understand this taste of freedom, because I don't know who it's about. So it starts with Ethan in Gary's office showing him the pics that he took of Jordan and those compromising positions, or uncompromising position, I should say. And it's with hookers, male and female hookers, and look like he's in kind of whips and chains and stuff. When did they get all of this stuff and all of these people to come over to the house? Because to me, Ethan didn't know he was going to have this opportunity to drug Jordan. He didn't know Jordan was going to have a drink. He even told Jordan maybe he shouldn't drink so much. And he was like, oh yeah, I could do that, no problem. Then all of a sudden, he got all these people lined up to come over and perform and take all these crazy pictures. I don't know. And then Gary is like, he's so excited about it. And he's asking Ethan, did anybody see you take it? Of course somebody saw him. All them damn people in the picture saw him take it. What are you talking about? Nobody was around. It made no sense to me. Did it make sense to any of y'all? And, he's telling him, he asks him, what are you going to use those pictures for? And he said, I'm going to use it to ruin that MFer. That man didn't do nothing to you. Jordan did nothing to Gary. So then he calls Hudson in the office, and he's giggling and feeling so overjoyed and happy and delirious and everything about these pictures and everything. And it seems like, I don't know if I'm the only one that saw it, but it looked like Ethan was feeling some way concerned. Like he almost felt a little bit of guilt about what he just did, or what he's about to do, or was doing to Jordan. I mean, did anybody else notice that? But then anyway, it switches over to Andy. She's arriving at Jordan's house as he wakes up, and he tells her that he can't remember anything that happened, and she gives him some pills to let him take it. Meanwhile, the house is bugged, so everything they're saying is being recorded. So I just, not that they said anything crazy, but she was like, well, it's a good thing that, Ethan's not here to see you like this, but you have to be careful. I know you're feeling bad, but you can't be drinking like that. Honestly, I don't think I drank that much. I was like, whatever. You didn't. But you shouldn't even had to drink in the first place, because Andy told you to stop. And had you stopped when Andy told you to, you wouldn't have been in this position right now. Now we at the bank, and Sabrina and Maurice are chatting about Grayson when Rich comes in with one of his juices for Sabrina, and he's apologizing for the words he uttered the day before. But Sabrina ain't trying to hear him. She put a hold on them having sex, and he told her that he loved her, and she told him she had work to do, but he wanted to keep talking. That's when nosy Maurice butted in from his teller window, because he wouldn't take any customers. He kept shooing them away. And he told him, you heard what she said. And then Rich decided to leave. Then we have Fatima. She sees Hayden and Miss Marie in the parking garage together. And after Marie walks inside, Fatima confronts Hayden and calls him out on his desperate attempts of doing anything with or for a client just to get the win. And she was absolutely right about what she saw. Then Fatima gets inside the office and calls Andy to give her the 411 about Hayden and Miss Marie. Now we have Danny and Tony at her work desk or whatever that podium desk she stands at. And he talks about, it's so funny, she works for higher airlines and she always getting high. But anyway, he talks about having sex in the rain, and Danny reminds him that she's a black woman and we don't do that. Because of our hair. Come on, y'all, because of our hair. Then he tells her that, he's going to be late to her house that evening because he's having dinner with his kids and Tiffany. And Danny's face, you see her facial expression, and Danny suggests that she goes as well. And he tells her that Tiff said it should be just us, the four of them. And she said, of course she did. And he says the kids took the divorce hard and that they're trying to show a united front between them. That's him and Tiffany. And Danny said, you sure it's not a reunited front? I said, I'm with you on that, Danny. Then we got Ethan. He shows up to Jordan's house and they talk business. Then Jordan asks Ethan what time he left, and Ethan of course lies and tells him around 9 p.m. and that Jordan walked him out to the door or something like that. So I thought Jordan had some damn cameras in his house. How you let people be in your house and while you not there and walk around and you trusted them not to go through your stuff? That sounds stupid. He deserves Andy because she's dumb and stupid too. I'm sorry, y'all, but she is. Anyway, but I'll get to her in a minute. And when I get to her, I'm going to spend about 5 minutes on tearing her apart. But anywho, I'm sorry. Now over at the salon, we have Trey coming in to check on how things are going with Pam's business because he wants her to win, he says. So she flirts and catches him up on what's going on. Then Zach walks in. He asks, where's Karen? Pam says, over there somewhere. Well, without even looking at Zach, she's too busy staring into Trey's eyes and stuff. And Zach is seeing this, and so Zach feels this urge to warn Trey to be careful with Pam, and Trey says, I got this. I was like, Zach, when you worrying about Pam's business? Mind yours. You and Karen need to stay out of people's business. Anyway, then Zach tells Karen that he ran into Aaron, and now they are cool for the baby's sake, for their children's sake. And now he thinks that Karen and Fatima need to jump on board and do the same thing. But of course, Karen feels that ship has sailed. But not before she asks him what happened. How did this become that him and Aaron are now cool and stuff? I really feel deep down she don't like it. She likes when they're fighting with each other. I really believe Karen likes when Zach and Aaron are fighting. Put it down in the comment section. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it. Because she feels everybody fighting over her or for her. I don't know. But that's what I get from her. Anywho. Back to Zach wanting Karen and Fatima to be on the same page. Karen talking about that ship has sailed, but that's because she doesn't want it to work. She wants to keep a problem going, and Zach, I don't know why Zach can't see that. He needs to really pay attention that Karen is the problem in this situation. So now Miss Andy finally gets into work and joins Fatima in the conference room. Then Miss Marie comes in and she's addressing Andy like, oh, you finally came in to work. And she's like, I didn't know you were on our calendar. She said, I wasn't, but it was an impromptu meeting. And, you see Hayden and her, they touching each other and all kind of stuff like, okay. I just was like, it was blatant that they slept together. And I just didn't think that made sense, that scene, that usually you would try to hide it or something. But they both made it apparent that something went down. And then I was laughing because Fatima said, yo, it's giving Eddie Murphy and Eartha Kitt vibes. And I fell out laughing because I was just talking about Boomerang yesterday. I saw something that they was asking, what's the scene you most remember from Boomerang? And a lot of people were saying, you got to coordinate. But one of my favorites is, love should have brought your ass home last night. And that's what Danny should have been saying to Tony, because I think love brought him home that morning. Okay. Next, we have Maurice. He gets home and he's like, Grayson, I'm home. And he realizes that Grayson is not there. He calls Grayson and his phone keeps, his number keeps going straight to voicemail, straight to voicemail. So he's like, Grayson blocked me. So Maurice is feeling some kind of way about that. He doesn't like that feeling. Then we see that Tony is meeting with Tiffany and his children at the restaurant, and they're having a little family moment. And it's so funny that the girl who's always touching stuff and bothering stuff asks, "Where's Miss Danny?" in front of her mama and stuff, And the mother, I know she didn't like that. And he was like, "You want me to call?" And she said, "No, baby. This is for just the four of us. When's the last time we had dinner together as a family?" And the kids seem to be excited about it and everything. But you could tell that Mommy Dearest ain't trying to hear it. She trying to get her man back. I don't care what nobody say. And then they asked him to spend the night at the mother's house. So do any of y'all, put it down in the comment section, think that Tony spent the night and then snuck into Danny's apartment? Or do you think he did not spend the night with them and went straight to Danny's apartment? Because as you see in that scene where Danny, she's like, "Oh, I must have been knocked out. What time did you get in?" I don't think she even asked him what time he got in, but he claimed he was there and he was already dressed, getting dressed and everything. And I'm like, did he have a suit there at her house? When did he get that new suit and them clothes from? If he went out to eat, well, maybe he had it in his car. Maybe he had a suit and everything in his car. I don't know. But it just seems strange to me. Anyhow, what else do we have going on? Sabrina calls Andy, who's at Jordan's house trying to cook, and she's telling her what Rich said to her the night before. And Andy had the same thought about his comment as Sabrina did, that he thinks she's trying to trap him. And then she also mentioned something like her and the girls had a comment, discussed it, and said like they didn't think it was a good idea for Sabrina to even keep messing with him or something like that. She said, y'all put it down in the comment section if I got it wrong. But it was something along those lines. And I said, I'm surprised Sabrina didn't say, "Oh, y'all were talking about me," or something. But I guess that's what they do. Now over at the Proud Bar, Maurice is complaining to Chris about Grayson. And then Chris sees Grayson over there talking to another guy in the bar. And Maurice is like, he's going to go and front him, Grayson. And he's like, "This is why you not talking to me for this little," I don't know what he called that little man or something like that. And he told the man to shoo away, but Grayson said that was his co-worker. So anyway, Maurice got mad, didn't want to hear nothing from Grayson and said, "We're done," or something like that, and walked away. Now we have this lovely family scene with Fatima and little Michael and Zach, and she finished reading him a story and he was pretending he was asleep, but he wasn't. And then Zach is talking about he wants some at 4 o'clock in the morning, and Fatima's telling him it's not going to happen and that she's very busy at work. And then he lets her know that he stopped by the salon to talk to Karen, thinking that she and Fatima should get on the same page now that him and Aaron squash things and they're cool, for the baby's sake, they should. And so he's like telling Fatima, like Fatima had to tell him it goes both ways. But I'm looking at Zach like, dude, are you not paying attention? Karen's the one who starts all that mess. Fatima tries to be respectful and come to her with respect, saying that she's going to take care and love that child like it's her own, whatever. And Karen always with the biatches. She calls her biatch as soon as she sniff around. Didn't he see that Karen, the first thing Karen said is, "That ship has sailed." It didn't sail. It didn't have to sail. She wants it to sail. She doesn't want them to be together, so she doesn't want it to work. Karen wants to keep stress and drama between everybody. That's her MO, and she's going to continue to do that until it crashes down on her behind. Anyway, next we have Miss Shauna. Shauna, the building owner, is calling Karen, letting her know that her insurance has lapsed. And she's like, "How did it lapse?" And she asks which credit card does she have, and she tells her, and Karen is pissed because she's like, "The damn Pam." That means Pam been using her credit card. But damn, Karen, you a business owner. You ain't been paying attention to your bills. You don't open up the bill and read it and see what's being charged, sweetie. You have to do that or hire somebody who will do it for you. But when she hangs up for Shauna, the next thing she do, she see Trey over there making out with some female and kissing her. And she goes and clicks pictures and click, click, click. She said, "Got you," and walked away. But now I ain't gonna lie to y'all. If that was me and I saw my coworkers or my girls, this man that she's so into, hugged up and messing around, kissing with some other woman, I probably would have taken pictures too, just to have it as proof and backup when things go down. I might not have said anything right away. I would have waited maybe, but I would have did it. You should always take the pictures. But anyway, on to the next scene, which is Jordan coming home, and Andy has just finished cooking his favorite meal, and he's delighted, of course. And so then she decides she's going to tell him that she loves him. She don't know why she never said it before. You know, she was scared, might have been, but she loves him. And we see that Gary is listening to their combo. He gets mad about it and stuff. You see him slam the desk and all that. But then Jordan asks her, can we do something different before we eat? And he proceeds to praying. I'm going to tell y'all right now, this is the first time we seeing somebody praying in 7 freaking seasons. That's right, I said it. 7 freaking seasons. They finally got somebody praying up in here when it should have been the good old preacher boy Aaron. Like I said, we ain't never seen him even bless his food. So anywho, don't get me started now. Don't get me started. So Jordan is praying, thanking God for the love he and Andy have, and for the hands that prepared the food, and for, he to protect his sister. He don't know where she is, but he hopes that he will bring her back home to us. So he's not saying anything crazy. But crazy ass Andy, who's supposed to be this great attorney, don't know how to keep her cool. And she starts freaking out because she probably ain't heard a prayer before in her life. She don't know what's going on. And she's like, oh, I got to tell you, Penelope is alive. I was like, what? What? You picked right then and there to tell that Penelope's alive. She's working for the FBI. She tells him everything. And who's listening but Gary? And he finds out everything. Jordan, of course, gets upset. And she should have known he was going to get upset because you've been holding this from me. But there was a time and a place for it, Andy. Even if it was still in the house, it didn't have to be then. And now, with all of this, Gary has the info and ammo on them now. I swear Andy don't know how to shut the freak up. She talked too much and she don't listen. And even when Jordan said, you've known all this time, she said, I wasn't supposed to say anything. You didn't know all this time. You just found out a day or two ago. Probably a day. You didn't know the whole time. But she don't know when to open her mouth and say that part. She talked too daggone much, and now she's going to throw off their whole case, I bet you. Now back to that scene I was talking about earlier with Danny and Tony, and whether or not he really came, straight to her house after the restaurant. Did he spend the night at his mama's house with his ex-wife? We don't know. We're not sure. Why don't the ex-wife stay at his old apartment? No, let me stop. Anyway, Danny decides she gonna smoke some more weed and she wanna have some sex with him. But he's like, I'm on my way to work. I can't do it. But something looked a little fidgety about him. I don't know what it was, but something just looked a little off and fidgety. I could be just seeing things and, I'm not sure. But y'all put it down in the comment section if anybody else felt that same way. And then it ends with Andy in the law firm parking garage and Gary showing up. And he shows her the pics of Jordan laid up with male and female prostitutes. And she says it's Photoshop. And he's like, no, I have the video proof, baby girl. So don't even think it. Then he proceeds to tell Andy just about everything that he has done or is going to do to ruin Jordan's career, including what I said in my 2 cents video. I told him that he was going to be putting it on social media, but Gary said he's going to put it on the internet so everybody could see it, because he said nobody's going to want to have anything to do with a councilman who's dealing with dirty mob money. And she's like, what do you mean? And he broke it down, how he works with the people from a violent cartel, how they invest in his stuff and yada, yada, yada. And he was like, he's going to ruin Jordan's campaign. And the only way that it's going to get fixed is with her. Because she said, what did you want, Gary? And he said, you, baby, I want you, And he pulls out a ring from Tiffany and said, would you do me the honor of making me the most miserable man in earth, or something like that? And he brings out this Tiffany box with a ring for her. And she's like, you're crazy. He said, and he grabbed her back and said, I don't think you understand. You will do this. And he said, you and Penelope playing this Hardy Boys things ends now. And he told him if she don't marry him, he was going to make sure that he makes Jordan's life miserable for the rest of his life, and said the cartel would kill him and put a bullet through his head, and he won't stop making his freaking life miserable until he's 6 feet under. And I mean, he said all of this stuff. Now, to me, and this is just my thinking, couldn't Andy just, with all this information she just heard from Gary, run to Agent Wyatt and let him know? See, she's going to be too busy keeping her mouth shut because she shouldn't have said nothing in the first place. She shouldn't have said anything in the first place. And now that she ruined it for them, she's probably going to be scared to tell them what she did wrong. And then Gary's going to get away with all of this other drama and all this other mess that he's doing to hurt people because of her. She's going to go along with it. But y'all put it down in the comment section what y'all think she should do. And then put down in the comment section what y'all know she probably going to do, or the writer's going to have her do, which is freaking nothing. Okay? Nothing. Andy just don't know when to shut her mouth, and then she don't know when to open it. She keeps secrets when she shouldn't be keeping secrets, and she shouldn't be keeping secrets when she do keep secrets. I mean, she gets on my nerves. I'm sorry, she's the worst attorney, and I hope she does not get that partnership. I really do. I hope that Robin comes back, because neither her nor Hayden deserve it. Sleeping with the damn client. What is wrong with Hayden? Especially when he has a wife at home. So y'all put it down in the comment section what y'all thought about this episode. And I will see you all in the next video. It's your girl Barbie J saying, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Peace.